But
I'm in a
all right.
mood. Welcome to my cards told me to. I want to
Yeah, hey,
kick a
welcome you
kitten in the
guys.
face.
Hi. Um, so
We got a long one.
it is a long one. I really tried to make it simple doing the your chart and stuff like that. I did yours, by the way. And I will mail you the 36 pages that I printed out.
Oh
That's very
my.
detailed for you. Um, but
Hey.
we're gonna keep it down to that. I will say though that I was joking when I said we need to add a segment called, Cupcake Get Your Shit Together, because I forgot Pisces the one week and then I forgot Pisces, right? And then I was labeling all the houses on your chart, and then I was just right before we jumped on, I was going over the
Oh
planet
no.
label. I forgot Pisces. I
What
have
is
no I don't know what Pisces did to me. I don't even know. I don't even think I know anybody that's Pisces. I mean, maybe I don't know, but I'm when I'm like, ooh, I'm like, why is this one blank? And then I looked at it, I'm like, fuck, I forgot Pisces again. It doesn't matter because your Pisces is empty, but I was just trying to label everything, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm like, I don't know what happened. So,
Well, that's
oh,
funny
all right,
because we're gonna be talking about blank shit in our houses anyway.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so um, this is what your guys is not this in particular, but this is what a wheel will look like. So if you guys can see that, um, it looks like math. It is kind of. So we'll just jump in right here. Okay, so your birth chart, it's the three. Oh, this is the notes one. Here's the blank one. Okay, so it's a 360-degree wheel, and it's divided into houses all the way around. Um, so your planets are what drives you. Your zodiac is how you express it, and the houses are where those energies are going to play out. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so your first house, and everybody's houses are going to be numbered differently. So your first house, okay. Um, well, okay. This is what I said. It's going to get okay. So everybody's houses are numbered differently, if that makes sense. Your first house is going to be in a different place on the chart, just because
Okay.
that's okay. So the first house for everybody. This applies to everybody. Your first house is your house of self. That's your rising sign. That's ruled by Mars, and that's Aries. So
Oh, I knew it.
that'll come into play later. No, that's not your rising sign.
Oh,
That's
I was like, I have to have some sort of Aries
your
in there.
house of your house. No, I don't think you do. Hold on.
Oh man. Every
No,
time I read Aries shit, oh, it is.
your moon's in Aries. All right,
I'm
we'll get to
always
it.
like, that's relatable. Every time I see an Aries thing.
Yeah. Okay. So the first house, that's your house of self, wherever that falls on your chart. So yours is your first house is in Taurus. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are you with me so far? Because we got 11 more to go.
First house in Taurus, my rising
Is
sign.
okay. So we're just going to do basics, and then I'll do yours. So first house is your house of self. That's your physical appearance, your identity, and your first impressions. Second house is your house of value. That's your personal finances, material possessions, self worth, and your core values. That's ruled by Venus. That's Taurus. That's you. But that's your first house. We'll get back to that later. It's okay. Third house is house of communication, daily interactions, early education, um, and how you learn to communicate. That's ruled by Mercury. The fourth house is ruled by the moon. That's lineage, family, childhood and inner emotions, and your emotional foundation. That's ruled by the moon. You guys, all this will be in the show notes. And I know that it's a lot. So if you are going to do your own chart and you have questions, I'm down to help if you want to send messages or whatever. Fifth house is ruled by the sun. That's your creativity, your play and hobbies, and your romance. Sixth house is Mercury, it's work, health and fitness, and what your habits are. Seventh house is Venus, which is one-on-one partnerships, business, and marriage. Eighth house is ruled by Pluto, and that's shared resources, intimacy, and psychological transformation. Ninth house is higher education. That's ruled by Jupiter. Um, Higher education, philosophy, long distance travel.
I'm
What
sorry.
happened?
I just um I don't know why as soon as you said Jupiter and higher education, in my head is that little kid's nursery rhyme. It's like you go to Jupiter to get stupider. I don't know why that
Oh,
played in my head.
okay.
Now I'm always gonna remember that.
That's so funny.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's higher education, broadening your worldview, long distance travel, and philosophy. And then 10th house is ruled by Saturn, and that's your career, your public reputation, your status, your image, and what your life ambition is. 11th house is ruled by Uranus, which is friendships and communities. And your 12th house is ruled by Neptune, which is your subconscious, your intuition, hidden matters, and spirituality. Um, so if you could have a zodiac sign that sits on the cusp, which is the line that's between the houses. So that, and then anything that falls in that little pie wedge, um, will bring those zodiac characteristics that I just read into that house, if that makes sense. So,
Yes.
like when we talk about um, okay, here's your chart, and where are the planets? Sorry. Oh dear. Oh, that's okay. It's written down right here. So, like right now, we have Venus and Jupiter are in Leo. Which is ruled by the sun. So that's creativity, play, hobbies, and romance. So you see what I'm saying? Look at it, and it
Yeah.
moves. Okay, so here's your chart. Here's your blank one, which I'm going to send you so you can look at it. And then you can appreciate in real time how much math I did to make this one. Okay, so your your rising sign. Did I do this wrong? No. Here we go. Your rising sign is Aquarius. Okay. Your sign, your sun sign is you're a Taurus, and your moon is in Aries. So, what that means for you is so your sun sign is in Taurus, and it says when Tauruses work, they work very hard. I'm just going to read a little paragraph.
Okay.
It's each placement has like a page and a half,
Oh
which
God.
I'm not going to, yeah. And everybody doesn't need to know all that stuff about you. Mind your business. So the short description is that you're strong-willed, you're charming, you're tolerant and stoical when necessary. You like pleasure and the good things in life. You appreciate the arts.
Mm.
Your negative weaknesses are
Mm.
being obstinate, being lazy, and being materialistic
Check,
with your
check,
feelings.
and check.
Yeah. Okay.
Just took
So
this
you're
light
like, I
out.
feel attacked. Okay. So, and then I circled this one. It's a possessiveness associated with Taurus shows up in all areas of your life. You like to own things and
Mhm.
sometimes people, a
Oh,
nice home, a piece of land, a paid off car, a couple of pets, and a solid business.
yeah. I just, yeah.
I don't know what they mean by owning people.
I don't like that. I don't like, I was just
I
kind
don't
of
like
starting to say,
that wording, but I think that that's just like I think you're very possessive about people that you're in a relationship with.
I used to be, and I worked really hard to not be. So I hope that I've done a lot of work on that in a good way. But like when I was younger, in my 20s, now I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
No, but that doesn't mean that you're
Oh,
like, get over here. Like, I'm fiercely possessive of the people that I'm in relationship with. Like, even if I'm not in relationship with them anymore and we're still on, still have like whatever, I'm still fiercely protective. Like, I'm like, that's not good for you.
no.
That's not good for you. You know what I mean? So it's just
Okay, that
like, you're,
makes a little more sense.
yeah.
Not like a
Okay. So your moon,
jealousy.
what?
Not like a
Not like
jealousy
not
thing.
like jealousy, more like fiercely protective,
Okay.
you know? Like you know how
Yes.
I was with the team, like I fiercely protective of the team. Like,
Hmm.
you know.
Mama bear the fuck out of it.
Um okay, so your moon is in what did we say?
Aries.
Aries. Okay. So you're very sensitive. You have a very expressive face. And
Sorry. But like, yes. So fucking yes. Go on.
okay. Um
Juggle your own
sometimes
chainsaw.
sometimes you think out loud. Um and you're very easily touched, moved, or affected by other people's emotions. Your feelings are right out there for everybody to see, and you can sometimes come across as being emotional or impatient, but also being nurturing or caring, and those two exist at the same time. Your first reaction is always emotional, especially if the moon is in close proximity. So when we're getting to our bigger moons,
Yeah.
that's you.
Oh my God.
Um, and because sometimes you're a reactive,
Sometimes.
oh, it says because you're reactive, sometimes you could appear fierce.
Hmm.
So we'll just put that over here. You can read the rest of it. Okay. And then what do we got? Oh, also as a bonus, your Lilith is in Aquarius. You guys, we're gonna go over. I'm not gonna do um like Chiron and Lilith and all because that was gonna add like another 12 more things, and this is already very confusing. But your Lilith placement is also in Aquarius. Um, and that indicates that you have very deep-seated wounds around being punished for your differences, which manifests as an intense drive for personal freedom, a tendency to emotionally detach, and the rejection of traditional relationship norms. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so here we are. All right, we have this, and we did this, and we did your. Did we do your ascending in Aquarius? Nope, we'll do that. Okay, so your ascending sign is in Aquarius. So, like, okay, if you're gonna um, like like some tarot people do, like astrology tarot,
Hmm.
and then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is for anybody with placements in this, and this. So you can like if they're reading for Aquarius, your ascending is Aquarius, so the Aquarius reading would also apply to you.
Okay.
Is all I'm saying. So for all you guys, like if you when you figure out what your three are, you're not necessarily just going to be your sun sign. You're going to have two others in there that are also like I'm a double Virgo,
Yeah.
and my
Yeah, you
and
are.
my moon and my moon's in Leo. So I'm
Oh, Jesus. Ugh.
yeah yeah
So,
no
okay,
fly
question.
yeah yes
So, ascending is rising sign, right? So that's the
yeah
Aquarius. And
yeah
then my moon is Aries and my sun, which is just my like,
it's
it's
Taurus
Taurus, but is that my sun? So is like everyone's sun
is
sign
their
their like
sign.
birth?
That's
Like, so
sun.
the,
That's their birth sign.
okay,
And then the
that
other
makes sense
two.
for me. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you're a Taurus with an Aquarius rising and
Aries
an
moon.
Aries moon. Yeah.
Okay.
So your rising sign is that you come up being very unique and original. Um, you're very individual. You're very much an individual, and you won't let people forget that. People often turn to you for advice. Um, you possess intellectual poise and savvy, and are often curious enough to be quite learned in both science, metaphysics, and anything in the arts. So there you are. All right. So
I
we were
enjoyed
gonna.
that.
Did you enjoy that? Did
I
you like
did. I
that?
enjoyed that. I did. Because I've always
Okay.
like I've never had anyone do my sign or my chart before, and I've
Your chart
never
before.
Yeah, because I've always been like, that's a lot of work. No thanks. I'll have someone else do it. And I've
I mean,
just,
it's a lot of math, but it's once you figure out what you're doing, it's not, I mean, it's okay. I'm not gonna say it's not hard. It's kind of a pain in the ass, and it is very long. It does take a long time, but so I really give credit to these little girlies that are doing like, there's girls on like, um, not Posh, what's the one? Etsy, that do these
oh
like,
yeah.
you can order these like astrology like scrapbooks that they'll build for you, and I know that they're going online and they're printing stuff out, but it's still a lot
Hmm.
to chart it. And I'm like, and they're like $20, and I'm like, you need to raise your prices.
That's some worth, bitch.
Just saying. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to show you this, and I don't know if you can really kind of see. I kind of drew in because this is where the planets are falling, and we were going to explain what that means. So there's Mercury right there. I drew them in,
Raise it up a
and
little.
then yeah, and then there's Mars right there. I drew those in.
Okay.
So, okay, so I kind of drew them where they are in the chart so we could kind of get an idea of, hello, alarm. Okay. Um, so we have Mars in Gemini. Oh, I'm like, why did I write that? It's
Hmm.
okay. So because we're still doing you. So Mars is in Gemini, and Mars rules action, desire, energy, and aggression. And then Gemini is creativity and hobbies. So then you would put those two things together, and that's how that planet being there will affect your chart.
Okay.
So when
So
they're like,
like,
oh, Mercury's in retrograde, well, you want to look to see where Mercury is in your chart because it might, because it's going to affect you more specifically in those things instead of the broader things that they say, oh, it's going to
yeah.
affect money and travel and all those things. So, and then we have Jupiter in Leo for you, and also Venus in Leo for you. So Venus is your seventh house. Venus rules over love, beauty, romance, and aesthetics. And then Leo is partnerships, business, and marriage. So then again,
Okay.
those two things would kind of squish together. And then Jupiter rules over luck, expansion, higher wisdom, and learning. And then that's also in Leo for you. So that's partnerships, business contracts, and also marriage. Oh, because it's the same thing I just read above that. Okay. So again, so it'd be like luck, expansion, higher wisdom, and learning. And then that would come together with partnerships, business contracts, and marriage.
Cool.
So that's how you guys figure out, um, when they tell you, oh, this planet's going, this planet's going to be in Leo. So you want to look and see where Leo is in your chart, and then you'll understand how that planet will affect how that will affect you directly. Okay. Next page.
I'm
It's a
like
lot
gonna
of
say,
things.
say this is it's super interesting though. I like it when people like how I my learning styles, right? Because there's what, 7 or 8 of them. I can't remember. I haven't been in college in forever,
Right.
but I'm like a kinesthetic learner, so I have to do things to really ingrain it in me, or
Right.
read or have it
Or
said to
see,
me.
right. Like
I'm
I
like
can't
a
listen to an audiobook and absorb the information. I have to look at the sentences on the page. And if
yeah,
there's a diagram or a photo, even better.
yeah. But like it's nice to like absorb, like I can absorb what you're saying in the sense like I'm gonna absolutely have to go and see it printed, but it's like nice to have it like explained, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So there's
I
like
like to hear it.
30 pages. So if you guys want to do your chart, um, what is it? It's Astro Cafe Astrology. And you can print it out now. You didn't used to be able to print it out. You used to only be able to print out your chart. Um, but now they let you print out the whole report. I
That's
did
so
have to
cool.
download I did have to download the thing to be able to print it, and who knows if I downloaded a virus. But so I'm not, I don't know. Anyway, so yes, you can print your whole thing out. What was kind of funny is I got to the end and it said you can select the pages of things you don't want printed out. And then in parentheses it said, like this sentence.
What the
Like,
fuck?
I'm like, okay, all right. Um,
Well, all right
so then
then.
also on here, I don't know if you, I don't know if my visual aids are very,
I
we're
went
gonna
like
need
this,
to
like
get
I
a,
could make see it even better. I'm
I
like,
know we're gonna have to get like a dry erase board or something. Okay, so if you guys can see, I'm just gonna hold this up and then talk. Can you see all the little symbols on there?
no, because it's gotta go up higher.
Okay, there we
A
go.
little
Can you
bit.
see all the little symbols?
Some,
Better?
like a
Sort of.
quarter of it.
Okay. Well, you can see like the little in here, right? You don't need to see all of it. You just need to see how
Right there. Yes.
there's little guys. Okay. So all of those little symbols coincide with a planet. But then they send when you get it and you print it out, there's a chart.
Oh, like a key.
Yeah. And it
Okay.
tells you what each planet is. They're kind of like you can kind of look at it and you can sort of know what
Yeah.
each thing is. Like Gemini is like the two little guys next to each other. Virgos is an M with a tail, which makes no sense. Um, Aquarius looks like bacon. It's wavy lines here. Wait, I'll show you.
Up a little more. Up a little more. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
It does
Aquarius
look
looks like
like
bacon.
bacon.
Yeah, Aquarius looks like bacon. Okay, so I guess I blew through this pretty quickly, faster than I thought. That's exciting. Okay, so so the planets are what drives you. Your zodiac sign is how you express it, and then the houses are where those energies play out. So everything is very connected. But if you're just like, oh, I'm a Taurus, and then you go read your little horoscope in the newspaper, and you're like, that doesn't even,
Apply
first
to
of all,
me.
this is dumb. Right. But also, you should have three, you know, like sometimes you're a double, whatever, but you should have three. Because Leo and Virgo are so close to each other, my Leo moon sits really close to when I was born, and then my sun sign. So they're just sort of hanging out next to each other, just doing big things. So okay, do you have questions?
That was actually like I thought I was gonna end up having a ton of questions, and that was actually pretty easy
Pretty
to
concise.
digest.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I
it was
wanted
easy
it
to
to be super
digest.
simple. So again, you guys, go to Astro Cafe Astrology if you want to print out your own chart, and then again, if you have any questions or you want to have a digital chat, or if a bunch of people um, write in and say I didn't understand it, then I can revisit it and try to make it a little bit more self-explanatory or a little bit more explanatory. So when you get in there and you're trying to do it, because it when you print it out, it's extremely overwhelming and there's a bunch of lines and symbols and it's hard to kind of figure out. So
Yeah,
all right, let's get into it. I'm excited. You're doing the long read today.
I am. I wanted to because when you told me you were gonna be kind of going over this stuff, I'm like, ooh, let's do something fun, like a tarot pull based on this. And so again, I pardon me. I'm not really a spreads girly when I do like one-on-one reads with people. It's more, just going off my clairaudience and sentience and voyance. But I use the cards more just like as confirmation, a little bit of guidance. But so I have my own pull that I do when I do like one-on-one reads. But for these purposes, I've been finding these really cool spreads that coincide with like the things that Kupkake is talking about. And this one really jumped out at me. I'm really enjoying it's called the As Above, So Below house spread. And it's kind of like an advanced, like multi-card layout, kind of it's like designed to like map out like a mini profile of like your energetic landscape, kind of based on some of these, so the first card out is the ascendant, your first house. It's like the immediate vibe, right? So I'm doing like what's the astrological parallel and like the tarot kind of meaning. So I'm going to go through, I think it's a six card pull today. Yeah, it's a six card pull. Um, and I can link this in the show notes so that way you guys can do it yourselves. It's been really cool to like have people reach out to me via socials, like Facebook Messenger and Instagram DMs and be like, hey, that poll was really cool. Can you like list it out? So I did that like this very last episode that we just dropped for what was that, five that we just dropped on Monday?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I already had a couple people do it. So again, if these polls like call to you, like I would love to know even the synopsis of what you got. If you got any stalker cards, like what was like the big takeaway, like whatever. I would love to hear all about it. So, all right. Let's get this going. So, card one is going to be your ascendant, your first house. It's the immediate vibe. The astrological parallel is so this is your rising sign and the first house of self, appearance, and first impressions. And so, when I'm pulling like the tarot cards, the meaning for this one is to be like, how are you currently presenting yourself to the world and the immediate energy that you're leading with? Ooh, that one jumped right the fuck out. It's Queen of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness, love that. Card two is your planetary ruler, so where your energy is flowing. So this is kind of like this is almost like your guide, right? This is like guide on which planets are ruling which houses. So the core motivation or driving force behind your current actions, this card is going to tell you what is running the show behind the scenes. And it is not wanting to come out. Look at that. Like absolutely fucking not. Oh, I love that. It usually jump straight out. You guys know that. I'm like usually talking by now. All right. This one is Ten of Wands in reverse. Ooh, I kind of like that actually. Card three is a luminary, so our sun and our moon. So it's the conscious versus subconscious. This is your core identity is your sun, and your emotional landscape is your moon. And so with the tarot parallel to this is like what you think you want right now versus what your inner self is actually like really needs emotionally. It's the lovers and the upright. And I'm already hearing it has a lot to do with union with oneself. Strength is four. It's the succeedant house, so your material and creative foundations. So the houses of resources, pleasure, and intimacy. So house two, five, and eight. The tarot kind of parallel is your current relationship with stability, joy, and the things that you own or share with others. And we have strength for that. Card five is the cadent houses, so mental and spiritual pivots. This is the houses of daily routines, travel, and the subconscious mind. So, like, this is house six, nine, and 12. And this is where you're being asked to adapt, change your perspective or clean up your daily habits. And it's the Hermit in reverse. And then your last card out is Page of Wands. And this is the midheaven, so the 10th house. This is the highest potential. So this is the highest point in a chart representing career, public legacy, and reputation. The tarot meaning is kind of like what's the energy that you're building towards? This is like your North Star card for like the current phase of life. Oh, I love this Page of Wands. All right, so let's start here. Let's go back to our first card, which is the Queen of Swords in reverse. Swords being that house of air, right? It's logical, it's analytical. This is a house of fuck around and find out for me, as you all know. This is the house of like conscious awareness, emotional intelligence, communication. And when we've got that queen in reverse, usually when the queen's in the upright and my card, like she's really got this like just wants to make sure you guys can see it. So she's got that like right in front of her, right? She's holding it like, and she won't even look at you. She's like, fuck you, you don't deserve that. But when she's in the upright, she's very confident. She knows who she is. She's almost to a point, like a little like I double dog dare you to cross this line. Like she's really good at setting boundaries. She's a little harsh, right? She's kind of like she reminds me of Sophia from Golden Girls. She can be a little salty, little sweet, little
Yes.
sassy, right? But she's in reverse, and that's telling me that we're not really so like if this is a card of your first house, this is like, how are you currently presenting yourself to the world? It's like I'm not. And which is funny because we have the hermit in reverse over there. It's like I'm not really. I'm just like my confidence is shot. I'm hearing my confidence is shot. And it's funny because for whoever this is for, it's like usually someone who isn't actually that self-conscious, isn't usually like that insecure. But I don't know if this is because something specific happened, but I'm hearing this isn't for someone who like needs to learn how to come out of this. This is someone that this is like an unusual situation for them and how they're presenting. And then our second card is your planetary ruler. So it's 10 of Wands in reverse. This is like core motivation or driving force behind your current actions. And what I love about this 10 of Wands being in reverse like this, Wands is a house of what lights you up, right? So this is like the house of passion and purpose and creativity and joy. This is the faith house, believe to see, not see to believe. 10 of anything is the closing of a cycle. It's chapter ending, new chapter starting energy. And when the 10 of Wands is in reverse, it's saying, oh, I'm realizing that I don't need to take all these wands with me. I can pick and choose what come with me. I can leave them all if I want to with love and gratitude. It's like there's choices. You understand you have choice, which in the House of Wands it's that manifestation, right? Like when I say creation and manifestation with this house, it's very much about like, oh, I what I say goes. What I'm create like I'm saying how I want things to be created for the world around me. And so what I love about this is like this is what's running the show right now behind the scenes. It's like this I'm I'm able to finally, and I'm hearing the word finally, like push forward in a way that it's like I don't need to keep dragging this bullshit with me anymore. I don't need to keep taking all of this crap with me that doesn't belong to me anymore. Like I've outgrown it. So there's this kind of like behind the scenes of like, oh, and I almost feel like with this being coupled with that Queen of Swords, like how you're present, it's like I'm hearing like you feel a little out of place in who you are. It's because you're trying to sift through what am I taking, what it's like you're in a limbo right now, an assessment phase. You're like, what's coming with me, what's staying behind, what can I shed, what still needs work. It's like so like this insecurity, this Queen of Swords in reverse, this like the confidence kind of lagging. It's not necessarily like you're taking like an ego hit or anything like that. It's about like, oh, I'm not used to not knowing what's going on. Does that make sense? And so, like, then we're kind of going into these luminaries, your third card, which is the lovers, that conscious versus subconscious. It's like what you think you want right now, which is your sun, versus what your inner self actually needs emotionally, which is your moon, right? So your subconscious, your emotional landscape. And with this lovers card here, like the lovers comes after the devil, right? That's when, so what's funny is the devil card is almost the very similar, except they're in chains and this is the devil, right? And it's so it's like when we can break free from the devil, when we can start to understand what was controlling us or, the lack thereof, or the sense of lack of control, it's like I'm hearing this. Lovers is about relationships. It's not always romantic. And so I'm hearing it's this like understanding of the duality within yourself, whoever this is for. And again, being next to these other two cards that we first pulled, it's like there's a huge identity shift happening right now, like an enormous identity shift happening, almost kind of like an awakening. I would say like we go through like three or four typically in our life, give or take, but like whoever this is for, I'm hearing this is second big awakening. So you've got to be in like your 30, I want to say like mid 30s, maybe late 30s right now for this to be yeah, I'm like, and I'm feeling that this has, I usually I don't like gender or whatever but like I'm feeling like there's a big divine feminine energy that this is attached to. And it's like, I feel like there's like a ripping of time or ripping like a divide, like a parallel, almost like the multiverse kind of like movie, like where it's like all these different versions happening at the same time. And I keep hearing two things can be saying, oh my God, what is that saying? um two things can be true at the same time
at the same
and
time.
I really feel like there's this push and pull dichotomy happening right now, but then we go into this next. I'm like, I'm hearing move on, go to the next one. So your material and creative foundations, right? So this is your houses of resources, pleasure, and intimacy, so 2, 5, and 8. And this is about like stability and joy and the things that you share with others, and it's this strength card. And I'm hearing like with this strength card, it's like you're you're actually whoever this is for, you're actually probably more than you will ever real or have ever realized. You are the source of so many other people's strength. They look to you for strength. And I'm hearing like you're starting to understand like what that means for you and how you operate in your life because you never really saw yourself that way. Even though you were kind of like confident in who you were, the person, it was like you didn't really see there's like this solid foundation. And I think that you have downplayed it with yourself so much, whoever this is for. It's like I'm hearing this like this big, I don't know, I don't know why I keep hearing this and like seeing it, but remember in The Wizard of Oz, the Cowardly Lion when he holds his tail, he's like, I do believe in spooks. I
Yeah.
do. And he's trying to be all brave and he's just holding his tail. And it's like for as strong as you are, for as confident as you could have been in the past, for like all of these things that you're starting to realize and like you're assessing, it's like you're still so terrified to move forward in a lot of ways. And I think that's where this like limbo is coming from, because there's like this lack of confidence of knowing what's coming when you're used to knowing what's coming. And it's like sometimes I'm hearing sometimes you're not supposed to know. because then that takes the fun out of it, right? Like we're not always supposed to know what's coming for us. And it's so funny saying that being like in a situation where we're like, what's the energy and what's coming for you,
Right.
right? Um, Sometimes it's about the being present in the moment and just enjoying like where you're at and how far you've come and like the lessons that you're currently learning and have learned. Um, and then we're like moving into this like hermit card, right? It's in reverse. This is your like mental and spiritual pivot. So this is your houses of daily routines, travel, and your subconscious mind. So 6, 9, and 12. So it's like where are you being asked to adapt or change your perspective or clean up your daily habits? And we've got this hermit in reverse. And I'm like, ooh, you're being asked to fucking pause because you're used to going go, go, go. So we're sitting here saying like you're supposed to be deep diving right now. And I think that's what's really making you the most uncomfortable. You're supposed to be taking a step back. I'm almost seeing someone who's really scared to like look at their own face in a mirror right now. When I get shown that image, that's my team telling me it's someone who's really scared to take the time to really look at themselves. Have you ever done that? Like stared at yourself in a mirror, like really fucking looked at your eyes? Sometimes I can't do it. Like sometimes it like freaks me out and I like play chicken with myself and I have to like look away. It's like a really but also, I grew up in a horror movie family, so I always think that like my face is gonna morph
Bloody,
into something great.
or thinking that Bloody Mary is going to show up
Yeah.
if you stay too long in the dark bathroom. Yeah.
I am Bloody Mary though. That's the thing. That's what I'm scared. It's like I'm scared that I'm Bloody Mary and I don't want to see that. And that's kind of the vibe. It's like I'm scared to shed certain versions of myself and then to see this like it's like when Leatherface peels back the skin. Like, what do we have? It's like you're scared to see what's really left there. So it's really easy to keep yourself going all the time. And right now, you're in this shift. You're in all of these things being ripped apart and pulled apart, and you're sifting right now and you're assessing. And it's really hard to do that, right? Because then you have to attach something. It's like, but you don't always have to attach. That's what that Ten of Wands is. You are choosing, you get to choose what you leave behind. And just because you shined some light on some dark, and you accepted some of those darks doesn't mean you have to like not like those parts of yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like this is again like this is a level up for somebody, by the way. Like this is a very big level up. When I say we're shifting in like timeline, when we're shifting in perspective, when we're shifting in identity, like this is a level up situation. This is what happens when we go through awakenings. It's like cracking yourself. I always do this. It's like cracking like an Indiana Jones relic open and like all this light comes out of it. It's like you're crushing everything so you can have something new to begin with. Does that make sense? So then our last card, it's the midheaven, your 10th house, your highest potential, right? So this is the energy that you're going to be building towards. And this is kind of like your North Star. And I love that it's the Page of Wands. I absolutely love that because, like I was just saying, pages of anything are a level up and a new path forward. And in the House of Wands, in this house of what lights you up, in this house of faith and manifestation and trust and creation, in this house, like I always say, I'm a Wands girly through and through. I try to make decisions that are in such alignment with who I am. I try to we were talking about authenticity in our last, episode. And it's like I try so hard to when I'm making decisions or I'm like moving through situations in my head or my body or whatever. It's like, is this in alignment with who the fuck I want to be, who I'm growing into, who I am in this moment? And it's like everything is pointing to you wanting to grow and live in that kind of a way. Like we're not worried about just pentacles right now. We're not worried just about, oh, I want to find my life partner or, oh, I want to grow my money and my abundance. It's like when we're living in our wands, when we're trying to make decisions and grow from our wands house, it's that touches all those other things. This is like when you can move from here. I keep touching my heart center, right? My heart chakra. When you can move from here, law of attraction kicks the fuck in. And it's like everything that sits on your heart is going to come to you, but you have to make room for it, right? You have to make room for it. And so that's where in the middle of all of this, in this read right now, is like this sifting and assessing and what's staying and what's going. It's funny. It's like I just moved, right? I just moved from one house to another, and I just spent an entire day in my attic sifting for 9.5 hours through 30 years of boxes that I've been taking with me from house to house to house because I never had time to go through them when I was moving, or I never wanted to, or whatever. And I finally was like, all right, I got to do it. I got a purge, and I ended up with 7 contractor bags full of garbage and 13 totes to donate. And I was finally ready to
It's so
release that
funny that,
shit.
that's you're when I moved, I was like, well, I haven't looked in this box since we moved into the house, so I don't miss it. Threw it out. I
Yeah.
just, whatever. And I'm like, I know that later down the road, I'm going to be like, didn't I used to have,
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, I bet I threw that box out, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I don't even need it. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Yeah. It really, like, at this point, it's, when I was going through that stuff, but like a lot of it was nostalgia and it was emotional stuff attached to it. Right. And so, but it's like, I'm always going to have that with me. I'm always going to have those pieces with me. I'm always going to have those lessons with me. And like we've talked about in past episodes, like, had I not gone through some of those things, I wouldn't be who I am today or had the experiences that I had, so
Yeah.
good, bad, or otherwise. And it's like some of that shit I was like just scared to let go of physically because emotionally
Right.
then I would have to detach. And so finally it was just like, I am so ready for this new start. I am so ready for this new house, this new family, right? I'm newly married, less than a year, like my oldest son had just graduated. He's starting a whole new life as a young adult. Like there's all these news and all these changes. And for whoever this reading is for, it's kind of that same thing. And it's like, I just keep hearing, like, well, who the fuck do you want to be? Who do you want to grow
Right.
into? How do you want things to look, sound, and feel? Like, what are we doing here? And it's like, don't be scared. Don't be scared to sift through that. And don't be scared to start taking stock of what can go and what can stay, right? And I really think that's what's cool about this read. I really loved this spread because when we were talking about you kind of talking about how the basics of how to do your chart, it's like, oh, it's really cool to see how all of these things all coincide together and play into one another and connect to one another, right? And
Yeah.
it's like it's really cool. I love to see that. So I don't know. I know that was very long-winded. Said it was gonna be a long one, but here we are.
No, that was good. That was a good one. Good one. Good one.
Don't be scared to
Maggot liked it.
shift. Hi, Maggot. Oh, all the
Yeah.
fat animals today.
He's just like, well, if you can't really see how he's sitting on me, but he's sitting like a fat construction worker. He's just like, he's on my lap like a fat baby with his legs out. Like, and he's just,
Belly and everything.
done. Yeah.
Oh
Go on.
man.
See you later. Oh,
Is there
well,
hair everywhere?
I'm gonna have to change before I leave the house. All right. Okay. Well, we don't have a cabinet conjuring today because I couldn't really come up with a parallel one that went with the planets. And then literally laughed out loud, like cracked myself up. And I was like, oh, we should do one of those foam ball galaxy.
Like the science projects from when you were a kid?
Oh yeah. I'm like, oh, I can make that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, so we don't. There's no crafts today. There's no cabinet conjuring, but I do invite you guys to just go back to one of the previous episodes because all the stuff we did. Oh, actually, you know what? Your moon water is ready. It's been a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, your moon water's ready. It's been a month. So strain that shit and start using it. Oh my god, strain that shit. Strain it out. And then use the liquid part to wipe down your door frames. And the new moon is
Negative. Where are
this
we?
week,
We're in the time
next
machine.
week. We're in the time machine. Anywho, you can use it right away or wait till the new moon and use it for cleansing. But so you have that. You have your moon water. So there's your project. Go find it wherever you left it in your house, wherever you got it sitting in your house, and go strain all the bits out, and then use it for wiping down your doorways and clearing out your corners and cleansing your space and getting everything all fresh.
Your
Which is,
monthly
I mean,
reminder.
it is right. It's a good idea to do it more than once a month. So yeah. So do we have a question?
I think we do, which was kind of cool. All right. I'm new to all of this, but I've always been interested in astrology, especially because it seemed like so much work to learn, but something I've always wanted to do. I've kind of shied away from it. Same thing with learning how to read tarot. But I will say, looking at my own chart has completely overwhelmed me. I just figured out that I have a bunch of planets. She said, I think they call it what's a stellium? Do you know what I think it's like a bunch of planets
Oh, it's
in
your
one house.
Does she have them all? Well, yeah, because then she said she has a bunch of blank ones, right?
Yeah, she's like, and in my eighth house, which sounds dark and terrifying, and my second house of money and security is completely empty. Like literally nothing is there. And then she says, does an empty house mean that that area of my life is doomed or non-existent? And um, I was like, okay, that's really funny. Um, and then I was like, ooh, could we do something
Poverty
with
for
tarot?
you.
And so then I looked to see if there was any way to use tarot, because like sometimes I'll use tarot just as like a fun, like way to kind of problem solve things or
Right.
like dive in, like do a deep dive into something, like do a little
Well, the
research
thing about
project.
that is um there aren't enough planets for each house anyway, and it doesn't everybody has empty spaces because it's where the planets were lined up based on when, where, and what time you were born. So everybody's going to have empty spots in there. So basically, what you want to do is you just want to go look. You're going to look on your chart, and like you have nothing in
Pisces,
Pisces. You have nothing in Pisces. You have nothing in Virgo, which is so weird to me.
because you're a double Virgo.
Yeah, we just share a lot of the same traits, and it's just weird to me that you don't have anything in Virgo. You also don't have anything in
I,
Scorpio or Capricorn. So yeah. So basically what you want to do, sorry, I had to get really close to that paper to read it. You're basically just going to look in your empty house and you're going to look at the planet that rules that house and then look up what that planet is doing. So it's not empty. It's just the planet that's assigned to that house. So like you don't have anything in Pisces, and Pisces is sorry. Pisces is Neptune. Or Neptune, sorry, Neptune is Pisces.
okay.
Pisces is Neptune. So like you don't have a planet in there. So you would just be like, okay, well, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So Neptune would be the planet that's in the one that's empty.
Okay. That makes sense.
So yeah, so you just assign the planet to whatever the sign is that's in. Here he comes.
Dibs? Maggot?
No, no, Dibs is passed out upside down on the couch. No, Maggot, he's just like, I wasn't done being held. I would like to come back. I would like to come back, please.
I made Brian grab Oreo. I was like,
Yeah,
get out of here, you fat little piglet.
here he comes. Get out of here. All right. So yeah, so I mean that's it. It doesn't mean that you're destined for poverty because you don't have a planet in your money house or you have too many. I've seen charts where everybody's piled up on one side and then the other half of the chart is like completely empty. There he goes. Just put that anywhere. I'm not a cat. All right. See you
Get your
later.
beehole out of here. He's like, I just needed to see what was happening.
Yeah, he's like nothing. I wanted to get him one of those butthole charms.
Oh my God, no.
That'd be funny, but he won't participate. So
Um,
so yeah, I mean that's it. But I mean, what did you find when you looked up how to
so
do it with tarot?
I did the great googly moogly and I was like, is there a way to use tarot to find what's in your empty slots? And there was like this one's called the Empty House Blacklight poll. I was like, yuck. That makes me think
Ew,
of
that's like a
really,
motel room.
I was to say, I just see like a comforter. I'm like, ugh. Do we want to see then? Do we really want to know what's in there? But it's like a two-card poll. And so like card one is called the invisible tenant, so the present energy. And the question is, what energy is occupying this house right now, even if it's not in my birth chart? And so it's just kind of like see what card comes out for that, right? So like for example, if you pull the three of swords, this is going to tell you current vibe of maybe like finances or self-worth. So you can be harboring like anxiety or past heartbreak about money or something. I don't know, like you pull the Nine of Pentacles, maybe you're doing fine because Nine of Pentacles, is all about like reaping what you sow because you worked really hard, you're not being rewarded. So you can stop fucking panicking. But then the second card is like the key to the front door. So it's like, how am I activating this house? Right? Um, And so it's like, how do I consciously work with this house's energy and then pull a card, right? So you could pull like the Two of Wands. That's like, let's say, and that's a card of like action where you're like, okay, I need to make a fucking decision on something right here and now. Like I've got some options in front of me. And I always say when the Two of Wands comes out in my readings, it's my team telling me that they pull that card for me because it's like, this is someone who knows deep in their fucking gut that they need to like, they know the choice that they need to make, but they're just fucking scared to do it, but they gotta do you gotta do it. Or like you can pull like the high priestess or whatever. It's like just what's how are we activating that house then? So like card one is what's the present energy in there. So like, what energy is occupying that house? And then card two is how do I activate? How do I consciously work with that house's energy? How am I activating it? But yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
I
that
was
is
like,
really cool.
yeah. I was like,
I
all
feel like
right.
now you have an empty house. You have all these options on how to fill it
Yeah,
with
it's pretty
other
rad.
stuff. I love that. That's
Me too.
amazing.
It's me, Mario. My hair's
Oh,
everywhere. Oh my God. My son is
all
texting me.
right.
He's dating this girl and he's constantly like I love here's the thing. This is not a complaint. I love that I've taken this kid out on so many fun adventures throughout his lifetime and we go to all the fun places to eat because he's constantly like, where should I take her to eat? Where's a good Italian place? Where's this? Where's that? So I love that like my
That's
son
cute.
comes
I
to
love
me for
that.
date ideas. Yeah, I'm like, ah, yay.
That's cute.
I get to be involved.
You're like, I'm included.
I'm included.
Hey.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else? We don't have anything else. I
No,
think we're
I
done.
think,
We very
yeah, we,
concisely got through that. You guys listen. If you like us, um, give us 5 stars and say something in the comments because words bump the algorithm. We're like fighting with the overlord, the algorithm.
the
We are
overlord.
on old algorithm overlord. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on TikTok, and we are on YouTube,
Instagram.
and Instagram. So follows are free. Comments and likes are better. You can subscribe to us on the YouTube, and then it'll come up when we drop videos and stuff like that. She's going to start posting her card pulls in
Hmm.
between episodes. I'm going to start doing little in between videos. I think I'll post from the lake. Um,
Yeah.
I'll send you the video so you can post it because I won't have service, but I'll be able to film. And then we go to the marina like every other day because Bean has to like do work and stuff. So I'll go to the marina and I'll just send you the videos and then you can do
Cool.
whatever. But so yeah, so we're gonna have like in between videos and little supplemental videos and shorts and stuff like that. So again, if you like us, 5 stars and say words. If you love us, take a few minutes and literally go to every platform where we are and like us on there and give us a review. The review doesn't even have to be wordy. It can just be like, hey gals, or
Piss off.
whatever word you want to say. You can just say, I love Maggot the cat, or your new dog is adorable. It doesn't even matter what you say. Um, Follow, like, subscribe, stars, words, you know,
All the
all the
things.
things for going after the algorithm overlords.
Yeah, and I always say like if you like how I read, so if you go to Instagram and TikTok for My Cards Told Me To, like I said, for about a little over a year prior to us starting the podcast, I was just kind of where I did my collective pulls. But a lot of people have taken class with me virtually or in person because they like the way that I read. And so I teach how to read a little bit more intuitively. Like, yes, I will teach you what the cards fucking mean. And it's more about your intuition development, like your intuitive development. And then we kind of like how we use different divination tools. So we'll talk about pendulums and chakras and talk about, all the fun little games and exercises that you can do to boost your intuition.
You
Um,
have a workshop coming up? Don't you have a workshop
yeah,
coming
that's what I
up?
was saying. Yeah. So like I have one coming up starting August 5th. So if you go to nickelcitymossandmoon.com, you can either book a one-on-one reading with me like this. I do Zoom just like this. So we can interact. I'm not one of the not that there's anything wrong with this, but I'm not one of the readers that like pre-records a video and then sends it to you. Like I like to interact and I like to kind of play off that kind of energy for my readings with clients. And then we have the class coming up. So you can pay per class or you can pay all up front. It's a little cheaper, but I would love to see some new faces. We have about 6 or 7 really rad people already signed up, and I want to get to 10. So we got a few slots left
All
if
right.
you
I
want to
love
learn tarot.
that.
Yeah.
Love that. That's amazing.
All right.
Okay. All right. Where am I?
Okay.
Oh, I'm at 125 Curiosity. You can visit me on my website, and or you can come over onto the Whatnot app and watch me auction off t-shirts live on Saturday mornings and Wednesdays.
I love that.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we will see you guys next week. And
Mhm.
we're going to start sprinkling in some extra weird shit. Like we're going to do a conspiracy theory one for
I'm
no
excited.
gravity, um,
August 12th.
which is August 12th. I guess we're not going to have any gravity.
We're all gonna die.
I'll have a dry erase board for that because I already have some fun drawings, and we might have a guest on. We might have a guest on to talk about no gravity.
And we
And
are
that
gonna
is an
start having
episode not.
guests too.
Yeah, that is an episode not to miss because that could just go off the rails completely. No guarantees. And then we're probably going to do like a Bigfoot one and like and cryptids and stuff. So yeah, so we're going to do additional things. We're still getting our legs under us and we're growing. So
And we're
if
just
you guys
having
have any,
fun.
yeah, if you guys have any suggestions of what you want us to talk about, um,
I love
let us
also
know.
learning about new conspiracy theories. So point us in the direction, we will do research, and then we will do an episode on it.
I don't want anything that involves new politics, though.
Oh, bleh.
I
Nope.
don't want any of those. None of those. I want weird shit that's happening in nature
I want aliens.
and
I
tinfoil.
want and tinfoil hats
Yeah,
and our fat animals.
yeah. We'll do that. Okay. Well, thank you
All right.
guys, and we will see you next
Thank
week.
you.
Bye.
Bye.